August 15th, 2017. Would you all please stand for the invocation and let's please for the flag.
Lord, we thank you for the privilege to live in your presence and to work with you to build a better community. Help us to do right, to deal fairly with all of our citizens, and give us the faith and courage to put our trust in you. In your name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Here.
Here.
Here. Here.
Bob? Here. Noel?
Here.
Wakeman?
Here.
Willard?
Here.
Banner? Here.
You all received the meeting minutes for July 18th, 2017. Any comments or questions on those? Not those things as presented. We received the Columbiana Park Recreation and Cemetery Board meeting minutes of July 24th, 2017, as well as the Columbiana Planning Commission meeting minutes of August 8th, 2017. Any comments on those? First up this evening we have Crystal to be involved regarding Pumpkin Pie 5K race and Twas the Night 5K race.
As long as it doesn't take anything else, right? Alright, here for the approval of our Pumpkin Pie 5K and what we're doing this year with the Pumpkin Pie 5K is adding a 15K. If you remember, a couple of years ago we did the Halloween half marathon, and half marathon takes a lot of work, and my husband didn't want to do that anymore because he works full time. So lots of people kept begging us to bring it back, and so we did a compromise and we added a 15K. It utilizes the same street within city limits that the half marathon utilized. It's not like it's anything new there. The 5K itself will leave Columbiana High School, take a left, go straight up Columbiana Waterford Road, turn around and come back. It was a very good race last year. Didn't have any problems, and just trying to grow it. So that's going to be on Sunday, October 21st at 7:30 in the morning. You want to illustrate this separate?
I'd just like to make a motion to approve.
I would like that, yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the 5K race. Second. This is for the Pumpkin Pie 5K here?
Yes.
Yes. Any comments? Steve?
This is not the first time, so it's pretty much the same. Kevin Kloss is here tonight. We talked to him. He says everything is good, so Christian Mentor is pretty well organized and easy to run, so we're okay.
Roll call?
Yes.
Howard?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Yes. Noel?
Yes.
That's 1 year. My second year.
All right. The other event is the Twas the Night Before 5K, and this is going on our 5th year for this event, and it takes place in Firestone Park through the Joyous Christmas Light Show, Wednesday, December 13th. 6 o'clock start time. We use a pavilion there. The police department is really good blocking off the roads. The park is closed to vehicular traffic during the race. They make sure that that's taken care of through the light show itself. Last year, we raised quite a bit of funds and basically bought half of the ornaments off of the giving tree at Joshua Dixon for those kids from the proceeds of the race. So I'd just like to hold it again this year and continue doing good for the community.
I'll make a motion that we, accept this race as it's presented.
I second the motion.
Does this go out of the park at all? I know that a lot of the horses go out over the park.
This does, it comes out right there at the bottom park entrance, and then it comes out on East Park Avenue and goes back in up the Tool Hill,
Okay.
and then it does go back through Terra Verde.
Oh, last time I said.
We've got the EMT coverage in case of issues.
Yep, they always, follow the last runner in, and we have them stationed at the finish line too.
They're missing more.
Excuse me, we're trying to conduct business, can we keep you down, thank you.
That's okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Any other questions?
Have roll call?
Sauber?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Paul? Abstain. Noel?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Next up, we have the Chamber of Commerce Safety Council here to, do a check presentation to the police, fire, and EMS departments.
The Chamber of Commerce operates a safety council program which provides safety training to companies in our area. And we appreciate very much the fact that our police department, our EMS department, our fire department cooperate with us with that program. They provide speakers for us for those programs. They send their employees to those training programs to help the city keep up on its safety training. And April?
And as well, the Chamber of Commerce thanks you greatly. We could not host our annual event, nor could the other organizations, without each of your departments. Your dedication to our safety and success is truly, truly appreciated. So we are honored to be able to make this donation to each of you this evening. The Columbiana Police Department, Columbiana Fire Department, and the Columbiana Auxiliary.
We are making a fire department, EMS, and police department a $1,000 donation to each of those departments. So chiefs, could you come forward and big check? Get this out of the way. Okay, thanks, Katie. All right.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have Linda Linebaugh here in regards to Forward 5K on December 9th, 2017, to benefit the Pay It Forward toy drive. We should all be very happy.
Okay, this is the inaugural year.
Pay It Forward, if you haven't heard about it, is a toy drive that is held at its First Corinthian Church here in Columbiana. And they take in new and gently used toys and refurbish the gently used to like new condition and give the toys and gifts away during Christmas time. This class pays to benefit them.
page is the flyer for the 5K, the second page is the map of the race, and if you flip it over, on the back, there's the actual roads that the race goes on. Then the third paper I gave you is the quote for the insurance that I am going to be getting on with approval of council report. I have spoken with Kevin, and he doesn't seem to see an issue with the race as of what we spoke of the other day. If he has anything, I'm sure he will say something.
I'll move to, approve the plan.
Sounds like it.
I guess I do have one question for the police department. I see that on the race across the main street of Taylor Street, and I know there was one race that did that last year or the year before. Are there any issues or concerns about that?
We always have issues or concerns when you get out onto a street that's that busy. Obviously, we'll help any way we can to make the route happen. We've discussed it and looks like it's doable, and then we'll try to do anything we can to make it happen. We always have concerns, and we appreciate any help we can get, the race staff to keep runners on track and avoid having anybody, get into danger from traffic, but we'll have personnel on site as well.
I want to volunteer.
What time will the race be, do you know?
The race will start at 10 a.m.
So like on Saturday?
Yeah. Because I don't like waking up that early.
Weekend days are actually better, there is lighter traffic, especially the truck traffic, in that area.
Okay, the other thing that, Crystal was well aware of it, which is why I didn't ask her this question, but, we generally prefer the markings, the man, the markings for the race, instead of something that's temporary, you lose rather than hang it.
Absolutely. I know in previous years we've had signs donated by Clark Gallagher Realty.
Signs,
Just
chalk,
be able to
whatever,
pull them.
just not permanent.
Absolutely not.
Any other questions? Have a roll call?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone here this evening wishing to address council?
What do you say? Pardon me?
Would you like to address council?
I've been with these people before.
State your name and
Brenda
record.
Gritterly from Harmony Village out there, which we have a road that I told you before, our wheelchair people can't go on. As you see where I have to wear, this is how I have fallen on the road. It's not a road, sir. Have any of you gone out and seen it? It's nothing but clumps of tar. That's why our wheelchair people can't do it. Our neighbors won't even be able to go out. How do you think I got 34 names? Pastor Reedy said he's lived there for 22 years, and it's not been done. I'm not someone to come forward like this. I'm very self-conscious because of my disability. But why? But is that the street man? Some street man came out last summer and promised me it was going to be done. It's going to be done. And then there's up in that tar, and I say to them, guys, is our road worse than what you've been doing? And he said, yes. What is it with that end? What do people have a problem with? We need that road, sir, for our disability people in wheelchairs. What is such a big thing? You did all the others uptown that didn't even be done by the stop sign down at Columbiana Views. I go home that way. That thing has no holes. So what is the excuse what I was not given the street man promised me?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Okay, I know you don't know. But what are you gonna do about it? Look, you were even on the front page of Morning Journal. You were even in the Salem News.
I'm aware.
Okay, so what are you gonna do with us people with disabilities? That's discrimination, sir.
No. That-
How is that discrimination? Because our wheelchair people with disabilities can't go down the street, and they sure can't go down the sidewalk, because there's no sidewalk there. Have you been out there? Have any of you been out there?
I think you may, I told you.
No, that's not the point. Have any of you been out there and seen how bad the street is?
Yes, I have.
Isn't that bad?
The next morning,
Isn't that bad?
there is a spot that needs some attention.
But
I will
I
not.
need a street. I need a street there. I don't need no more tar.
Ma'am.
Tar is what's causing my wheelchair people not to be able to go over it.
I told you that we heard you at the last meeting, and there has been action taken.
What action?
Well,
What action?
We'll probably be discussing it here in a little bit.
Oh, that was what I was told last time when I went in the road department, when I flew up, when I saw them dumping
Ma'am?
more tar.
You can make a comment, it's heard, it won't change anything additional by a bad attitude, that I can promise.
What attitude do you want me to have? Do you think I like standing here like this? Do you really? I don't want to have a bad attitude. I just want you to help out as people. You know, that's what they depended upon me. 34 signatures depended upon me. And now I've got to go back and say, sorry, we didn't get it.
I don't.
But, you know, WTVN told me they called and talked to council, and they said that you people said that street wasn't your part to do. Well, that's a bunch of crap. That's 907 South Main Street, and you're out there dumping tar.
Okay.
So why did you tell WTVN that's not your part to do?
Did they quote me? Because I didn't speak to them.
Well, he told me a week ago on Monday. Oh, yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna be here for you to back you up, so.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
I know, you guys are worthless.
Thank
You don't care.
Yep.
You don't care about people with disabilities, do you?
Yes, we do.
No, you don't,
can sit
or
down.
you'd be out there fixing my street.
Sit down.
Well, the lady who moved the last month, or last year with her
Sit down.
husband, who used to sit down the street with their dog, can't sit down no more.
Thank you.
You don't have to thank me for nothing, you guys aren't worth it.
Is there anyone else?
Why? What, so they could bring up some parade or some walk or something? Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hearing no one else, we'll move into the city manager's update.
Catch my breath here for a minute. So, as a city, we're in the process of renewing our insurance, and the insurance committee has already met, and, the workforce is filling out paperwork. Our current plan ends in September 30th, so we'll be back probably, next meeting or the, meeting after that to talk about it. We're in final engineering for the south side, fire station. Chief Garrity will be, working with, House and Baird on that final design. And I did place legislation to go out the bid, so we can hopefully, break ground soon. I did put it on there for 2 readings, because we do have, time, and I'm going back to, planning commission on, I believe it's the 12th to, present them with, some better drawings and such. I also placed a proposed legislation to establish a rate schedule for small power production. That rate's, necessary for people that have solar panels that are feeding back into the grid. I believe there's only one in the entire system right now, but with us trying to get all the other rates squared around, we want to make sure we got that one updated too, so that's on the agenda. Water plant project, still going very well. Hope to have you some pictures soon. Quite a bit, a lot on the agenda, so I didn't want to bring pictures in today, but, we'll do that soon. On the agenda, we did receive updated bids from J.S. Bova. They were the second lowest bidder on the original bid for the water line project, and that's on the, agenda tonight. As I said at the last manager's report, we know that South Main Street needs work, Mike and Jesse, been looking at it, and we believe we'll be able to, pave that portion down there.
She left before hearing that.
Well, she's already heard it, right? We already told her.
I don't think she's hearing anything.
So, we're gonna be grinding that street, probably in the next several weeks. We have another paving project going on the west side of town, and when that happens, we'll use that same piece of equipment over there. However, you know, the big picture out there is there's lack of sidewalks, and that doesn't really addresses traffic, but it doesn't address, foot traffic. I want to thank the Columbiana Christian Ministerial Association for appreciation lunch for the city employees. Discuss their current events, and they're working with Chief Gladys, collaborating with the police department, and it's been very nice, and we'll continue to do that. Street department has started to paint crosswalks, stop bars, railroad crossings, and schools. We're monitoring line striping project from the town program. Did purchase a used tack truck to make paving go a little bit better. Show you a picture over here. We found it south, it's in Chillicothe, Ohio, south of Columbus, excuse me. Couple pictures of it. It's kind of an odd auction. We went there, you had to get there at 7 o'clock to put our names in a hat, and the price was fixed. So we got our name drawn for this. I think that's the main reason we went down.
Were we the only ones there?
No, there was 18 people there. I think only 3 people bid on this, or put their names in the hat, but, it'll have a return on investment, just, 1 year. We picked it up for $5,900, so. As you know, we performed town cleanup this last week, and, all hands on deck, all the departments were helping, so, we really appreciate that. Last year, we actually filled more dumpsters this year than we did last year. Last year we filled 7, this year we did 10. There's a 40 cubic yard dumpsters. We took in 268 tires, 4 truckloads, 268 car tires, 4 trucks, and 13 tractor tires. And we were able to work with the county, and we shipped those out already. So just commend everybody for doing that, and thanks everyone for bringing their stuff out to the park. That dumpster that's out there during the week, Monday through Friday, works out really good, and saves us time and money, and more people are beginning to use it. Wastewater department, we performed some maintenance on several storm sewers. We finished pulling and installing new bearings, the oxidation ditch, and we sent out a couple motors for repair. Water department, they continue to work with the new water treatment plant. They've had the exploratory digs for the water plant line for the contractor that's in there. We want to make sure we don't hit anything. Park and cemetery, work is ongoing at full heater and basement ventilation that I talked a little bit about last meeting. Out there at the industrial park, I don't know if you noticed it, but it's that sign out there has been rebuilt. Had the park guys go out there, rebuild that. We're going to put a new face on that, so we thank them for doing that. Joy Christmas / Tourism Board put a new sidewalk in at Pavilion 4 that takes care of the ADA needs at Pavilion 4. As you recall, last year we did, they helped us do the ADA accessible men's restroom, and the year before that was a women's restroom. We did order a camera system for the pool area, and we hope to get that in soon. Electric department, the well transformer, was delivered for the new well, and we did, supply new temporary service for the water plant, we're getting close. We sent a couple pieces of equipment out to get serviced, and the generator, we're trying to get a, timeline with, Beaver, that's the main contractor that's on site right now. And, as part of the agenda, we have a second reading on that, generator, and we hope to have that contractor at a meeting tomorrow, at the water plant, so we can, make sure everything's going well.
Kind of coming back to the sidewalk issue just a little bit.
Yeah.
What do we run into, if by chance we were able to approve a grant, you know, we can work on those types of things?
Yeah.
But what issues do we run into if we decide to, put in a sidewalk out there?
Well, it's approximately $40,000 for the sidewalk that would be needed, that would be, on one side.
Mm-hmm.
And, we do have a sidewalk project coming up, and I'm gonna attempt to ask, see if we can maybe get it in there, piggyback that grant, but I'm not sure if they'll go for it or not, but we'll give it a shot.
But at least we're making a positive attempt to
Absolutely.
see what we can go
Yeah,
forward
and
with.
the sidewalk project that's coming, it's, you know, it's going from Cimarron clear to East Woodland, I believe. And then, we've talked about going back to maybe ODOT in the future for another one, we could always, you know, maybe put it on there too.
Now, size-wise, okay, are we at 5 feet wide?
I'm not sure what the,
Okay,
the
don't
specs
have
are,
that, seven inches deep or anything like that? Okay, all right. Thank you.
We did get some, preliminary news, not to be cryptic or anything, but we're hoping to find out and verify some, ODOT news for some grants that we recently applied for, and we hope to know by, you know, everything, by the next meeting, which will be September 6th, so. In your packet, we did have a, meeting with, ODOT today, they were in town. We're gonna be, we verified that, they're coming to town in 2019. Just rough estimates on the project, but it's about a $1.7 million project. They'd be paving Route 7 and Route 14, North Main Street, and then out, clear down to the square, and then, out towards, 344. So that's 2019, and we're really happy to, participate in that. It's an 80-20 match, so we'll get $1.7 million of paving done for $300,000, give or take. So that's another $1.4 million that we can shut it up. Really good news. We'll get more details on that, especially the cost breakdown and any other paperwork that we have to do. They did come out today. I believe Mike met with them.
Yeah, Jesse and I met with them, and what they basically said, we had the preliminary costs. They said about a year from now, they'll give us an update on those costs. They'll put it out for bid in like January of 19, and the project would start in probably May of 19. It's all the state highways go running through the city.
Then we have the intersection project that we know about, and you probably saw in that email, we'll have to subtract that out of this one, so that'll be good. So all of our state routes should be good in 2019. That's all I've got, Brian.
We need to do anything on the bid results? Bid results for tree trimming listed, we need to accept those.
Yeah.
We need a motion to accept the, bid results for tree trimming, tree removal, stump grinding. So moved.
Second.
Just one question on that, just have the one bidder?
Yeah, it's, you know, our side of town, it's a little tough to get the big companies to come in here. We did have another company that, we normally bid, but, they're no longer in business, so, it's also hard, they have to be certified to work in town because they're so many power lines. They have to be certified to work on power lines. So, we've worked with this company, last several years, and they do a really good job, and they're really, their prices aren't too bad from what they were clear back in 15.
You have got to assume that these numbers aren't like everything else you're seeing.
Any other questions? A roll call?
Yes.
Yes. Noel?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Bobby?
Yes.
Mayor Green?
Yes.
Next up, we need a motion to concur with the city manager and the chief of police to promoting Wayne Boley to the position of sergeant for the Columbiana Police Department.
So moved.
Second.
Like an opportunity, appreciate the time. Wade Boley's been here quite a while. He is a guy who, really deserves this, probably more than anybody. Just like Amy is here, and it's an honor to Morgan and Reagan who are in the audience tonight. A couple of things I want to read out of his bio. We're putting this together, and it's unbelievable the impressive level of this bio. I want to go over just some points with you here on it. He joined our Explorer post in 1992, and after he graduated from high school in 94, he attended Kent State University for a while and joined the ranks of our auxiliary unit. The same year, he was hired part-time as an emergency dispatcher for our department. In 95, he graduated from the Ohio Peace Officer Training Academy in London, Ohio, and was hired as a part-time patrol officer in December of 95, and he also served as a part-time dispatcher for the Sheriff's Office. In 95, he's also certified as an EMT on the city's EMS department, and he worked there as well as full-time in EMT at Life Team EMS. In 1998, in July, he was hired as a full-time patrolman, and in 2010, I assigned him as, to the detective division as our lead investigator, and he handles major casework for us there. Sergeant Boley took over the DARE program in 2011. He's a certified DARE and school resource officer. He taught DARE at the Columbiana schools as well as Hartman schools. He serves on the Columbiana County Homicide Task Force. He's also on the SRT team, Special Response Team for Columbiana County, and he actively and regularly participates in tactical, higher-risk law enforcement operations. He's a certified cell phone and computer forensics analyst. He assists other agencies in the area in investigating and securing digital evidence. He's also a certified rescue and recovery scuba diver and provides technical services to local agencies in underwater crime scene processing and documentation and recovery. He's one of the original members of the ADAPT team for the Columbiana rescue area to prevent substance abuse. Sergeant Boley is a combat veteran. He served 3 years in the Army, 3 years in the Air Force. Classic overachiever. He's completed a deployment to Iraq in 2004. While he was in the military, he earned the Air Medal, the Ohio Commendation Medal, 3 Army Achievement Medals, and the Global War on Terrorism Medal. He attained the rank of Staff Sergeant in the U.S. Air Force, completed the United States Air Force Non-Commissioned Officer Training Program before being honorably discharged in 2006. He also serves with the Columbiana County Coroner's Office as a certified forensic death investigator. He holds national recognized credentialing for the American Board of Medical Legal Death Investigators. He teaches at Kent State University. He specializes in crime scene management, death investigation, interview and interrogations, tactical operations, and self-defense. He also holds an instructor's certificate in tactical combat casualty care, and he's a state certified law enforcement instructor through OPADA. That's why he's promoted to sergeant. He passed the civil service test number 1. We're happy to have him. I think he's going to do great things. If you don't call this great things already, and I'd like to have Wade come up and be sworn. We're going to ask Jamie to come up along with him, and if you want to bring Morgan and Reagan as well, we have you pin the badge on him when the time comes.
Yes. Noel?
Yes.
Yes.
Souter?
Yes. Yes.
Liston?
Too good to say no.
Raise hands to be sworn. Do you, Wade Foley, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Columbiana, Ohio, and that you will faithfully discharge your duties as sergeant to which you have been appointed?
I do. I know how we feel with those poor sergeants.
He says out, you can leave me that.
Only the soul is supposed to be.
Pete. I need a motion to concur with the city manager and the chief of police appointing Colin Trave, Dylan Bell, Chad Mayock, and Caitlin McDaniel to the auxiliary police force for the city of Columbiana.
So moved. Second.
A couple of brief things on these folks. Colin is 19, he lives in Columbiana with his family. He's applied to attend Youngstown State. In the fall, he'll also be applying to the police academy. He's employed at Burger King. He's been a very active member of our Explorer Post for the past 5 years and served in a number of leadership capacities in the post. He's proven himself over and over again. He's a very active rider. He comes out and helps. He's always here. He's never hesitated to assist, and we have really high hopes for him. Dylan's also 19, resides in Poland. He's a long-term member of the Explorer Post, having served 5 years. He works for Dairy Queen on the Turnpike, also a cadet at Poland Village Police Department. He holds a Firefighter II certificate as a member of the Western Reserve Fire Department. He attended 2 years of public safety classes at Mahoning County Career and Technical Center and had several leadership roles in our post, including as past president or chief. He's applied to the Kent Trumbull Police Academy, where he'll be taught by Sergeant Wade Bowles. Chad Black's 19, resides with his family in East Palestine. He's a member of our post for the past 2 years. He's also served as a special needs support group as an ambassador under Kelly Harding and the Heroes for Halos program. Very admirable work. 2 summers of Cecil helped in our park and cemetery. He joined the Army Reserves and completed his basic training, returning in the spring. He's also earned a certification as an interior electrician. Caitlin is 18 and resides with her family in Columbiana. She's employed as a shift leader at Columbiana Dairy Queen, member of our Explorer Post for the past 2 years, has an interest in both police and EMS services, so we will be surprised if she completes her EMT basic and joins our EMS department. She's been attending college classes while a senior in high school to the Youngstown State program, plans on finishing her degree and possibly attending the police academy. These folks are just classic of the talent we try to attract and recruit, and I present them to you without hesitation.
Chief, can you actually introduce who is who?
Yeah. Sorry?
Yeah.
Would you like to know?
Who is who?
All right, we're gonna swear them in a minute, and they'll all come up, and if you wanna stand up, and, we'll get ready to do that once they vote.
Sure.
Colin? And Dylan? And Chad? And Caitlin? And there they are, they'll be up in a moment.
All right. Have a roll call.
Noel?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Souter?
Yes.
McDaniel?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Bosch?
Yes.
We call you guys up to be sworn by the municipal attorney.
You could raise your right hand to be sworn, please.
Yeah.
Do you, Colin Trave,
Dylan Bell, Chad Byock, and Caitlin McDaniel solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Columbiana, Ohio, and that you will faithfully discharge your duties as a reserve police officer auxiliary unit to which you have been appointed. Please say I do.
I do.
Congratulations.
You folks will bring those over and sign them for me, then we'll let the council move on with their business.
You'll receive the bill list for August 1st, 17, and August 15th, 17. Any comments on those? No, we'll move into full business. Due to the length of the ordinance, can I have a motion to read them by title only?
So moved.
Dan?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Ordinance number 17-0-2927, second reading. An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Tri-Area Electric Company Incorporated, 37 William Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio, 44502 for the furnishing and installation of the standby generator for the Columbiana water treatment plant.
So moved. Second.
Comment? Roll call?
Yes.
McDaniel?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Boss?
Yes.
Noel?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Resolution number 17-R-510, second reading. A resolution accepting the gift of work of art for public display at the Main Street Common portion of the city park and recreation facilities.
So moved.
The final language we didn't have on the first reading for the easement as well as the final for the resolution, but you have them both now. The easement, Andy worked with Roland, two year.
What we agreed to, instead of having a conceptual easement, which would be forever tied to the property, is that they wanted to have some lingering. So we basically agreed that, for a 2-year period, he cannot cancel the easement, but after 2 years, if he gives 60 days written notice, he's able to say, he no longer wants it on the building. I don't think there's any intention or hurry of having it come down, but just didn't want to have a long-term tie to the building to prevent any retail issues or anything like that. So that was, we kind of agreed on a time frame to make it, worthwhile if we're going to the effort of having it installed there, not have anything canceled within 60 days or anything like that. So.
Yeah, I don't think, I've been working with Roland for the past 1.5 years on this. I don't think he has any desire to ever take it down. I think his concern would be if he would sell it and someone else would not want it, or if there would be an issue. So it makes.
That's reasonable.
Yep, I thought so.
Then would we consider, just looking to the future, would we consider another easement process at a later date?
If the property was sold, we could enter into an easement with the new property owner, no problem. If they said, hey, we're willing to agree to a similar type thing, and maybe we do a different time frame, we can always negotiate with that property owner. If they're opposed to it, then we would just look to relocate it to another.
The way that this is being made, Lamar Advertising is doing the final print. That's why you'll see the language that says the city will receive a copy of the original artwork and will not have reproduction right, because the original is about 6 feet tall by 10 feet long. The mural's gonna be 8 feet tall by 60 feet long. So we're working with a company to make almost like an advertising billboard display, like a canvas material. So it will, instead of being painted on the wall, it's gonna be on that material. So it can be taken down and moved. Individual panel could also be replaced. It's made so that the sun would fade it. It's meant to last 10 to 15 years. that material before we need to be replaced. The replacement is not an expensive proposition. It's like putting up a billboard. It's the rest of it, the design work. So I was comfortable with it this way as well. The city will have the mural can be moved if there were to be any kind of immediate issue.
Will you have the original on display at some point? So
Yeah, and we also, the reason that the reproduction rights, we're keeping those to reproduce prints and G-clay, screens, all that, to raise funds for Firestone Park.
sure.
The original, I have no idea if it will ever be.
It'd be nice to have the dedication or something like that, other thing.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that it probably will be. Don't hold me to it, because
No, no,
anything
no.
can happen, but we're seriously shooting for having this up at the street fair and having a formal, launch of it then. I would notify the press and the community before we would do that, but we're shooting to have it up for the street fair.
Pretty quick.
It's almost ready. It's in the final stages. I mean, the painting, I have some pictures. Any other comment? A roll call?
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Bug?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Sauer?
Yes.
Okay, moving into new business, can I have a motion to read A through E as an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
Dan?
Liston?
Yes.
Bug?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Sauer?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Ordinance number 17-0-2928, emergency. The emergency ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with J.S. Bova Excavating LLC, P.O. Box 296-235 State Street, Struthers, Ohio 44471, for the furnishing of all labor, materials, and equipment necessary for the State Route 14 water line project.
So moved.
Second.
Dan?
Bug?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Sauer?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Ordinance number 17-0-2929, emergency. The emergency ordinance amending appropriation ordinance 17-0-2900 by adding $2,600 in the Park Festival Fund and adding $1,694.70 in the Law Enforcement Trust Fund, all for the payment of current expenses as they may arise.
So moved. Second.
Any comment?
The, movement of funds for the Park Festival, is this just something that came up, or is it?
It's for the, concerts in the park. There's one more concert left this Sunday, I believe, and they spent a little bit more than we had appropriated. The money was there, it was just not appropriated. The money goes to pay the band, which most of that money comes from donations.
Any other comment? A roll call?
Miller?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Sauer?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Bug?
Yes.
Ordinance number 17-0-2930, emergency. The emergency ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Mike's Tree and Landscape LLC, 800 West Dayton Street, Alliance, Ohio 44601, for the furnishing of tree pruning for the city of Columbiana.
So moved.
Second.
Any comment? Roll call.
Yes. Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Lucas?
Yes.
Vogt?
Yes.
Noah?
Yes.
Ordinance number 17-0-2931, emergency. Emergency ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Mike's Tree Landscape LLC, 800 West Baton Street, Alliance, Ohio 44601, for the furnishing of tree removal and stump grinding for the city of Columbiana.
So moved. Second.
Comment?
So one of these was for removal and the other one is for pruning. Okay.
I had to do a double take, I was reading it.
These guys are very professional. I've watched them all over the town, and they do a pretty miraculous job. And we should be pleased with them.
It's always clean when they're finished. Don't
Yeah.
have to wonder, are they coming back and finishing? They're good.
Roll call.
Clement?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Lucas?
Yes.
Vogt?
Yes.
Noah?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Resolution number 17-R-511, emergency. Emergency resolution of intent to appropriate easements necessary to the construction of State Route 14, State Route 7 intersection project, DID 98313, COL 726.62.
So moved.
Second.
Any comment? Roll call.
McBain?
Yes.
Lucas?
Yes.
Vogt?
Yes.
Noah?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Sauer?
Yes.
Ordinance number 17-0-2932, first reading. An ordinance authorizing the city manager to advertise for bids for the purpose of entering into a contract for the furnishing of the necessary construction materials, equipment, and labor for the Southside Fire Station project for the city of Columbiana.
So moved.
Second.
Comment?
I guess it's a long time coming.
Sure is.
It's a good group.
Yep.
Roll call.
Lucas?
Yes.
Vogt?
Yes.
Noah?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Sauer?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Ordinance number 17-0-2933, first reading. An ordinance amending section 1048.01A and B of chapter 1048 of the Codified Ordinances of the city of Columbiana, Ohio.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call.
Vogt?
Yes.
Noah?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Sauer?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Lucas?
Yes.
Resolution number 17-R-512, first reading. A resolution accepting the amount and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor.
So moved.
Second.
Any comment? Roll call.
Noah?
Yes.
Becker?
Yes.
Sauer?
Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Lucas?
Yes.
Vogt?
Yes.
Resolution number 17-R-513, first reading. A resolution accepting the amount and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor.
So moved.
Second.
Comment? Roll call.
Becker?
Yes. Yes.
McBain?
Yes.
Liston?
Yes.
Fogg?
Yes.
Noel?
Yes.
Council comments?
Sometimes we crawl at a very slow pace up here, but it's with due diligence that this council looks at all sides of everything, and it needs to be done like that. And just thank you folks for, bearing with, that gal down there. You know, she's important too, and, you know, we're all gonna be there someday, that age, if we're lucky enough. So, you know, in retrospect, you know, it just takes a lot of time to get things done. And there's no one more frustrated than I am sometimes, because with the fire station that we are proceeding with, and I'm really, really glad to see that's coming. If you've ever had a fire in your house, and we've had one, boy, to turn around and see our people be there as prompt as they get there, that's just astronomical. Another comment about Wade Boley. I've worked with Wade for a number of years through the school system. He's an outstanding individual, okay? And those 4 folks that were, you know, inducted tonight, I know 3 of them personally. I've educated them, and they're great people in addition to our city. So thank you for bearing with me.
I'd like to add on just quickly to Dan's comment about that lady. It's obvious frustration's there, and I'm sure that a lot of that frustration is pushed by the pain that she's in. Sometimes pain forces us to say and do things that maybe are a little sharper than necessary. But hopefully she's going to get a wish, and we'll get that taken care of for her. I would just like to, just comment, I'm sure many of us up here to say thanks to the Blakeman family for their donation of the art. I know it's tricky to say, it is the artwork actually, but the copy of the artwork, and I think it's gonna be a beautiful addition to the downtown, and, you know, so we appreciate their efforts, and, we hope that it will be enjoyed by many people in our community. The lights have been installed in the common. Beautiful, they look really, really nice.
Just one quick comment. I think it's most of you probably know that I've spent most of the summer out of town, coming back and forth for council meetings and other things. And part of that has been, every time I come back to town, something's changed. Some progress has been made. Things that we've talked about for years that wasn't like it when I left, was like it when I got back. It was different when I got back. And it's something that when you live here all the time, you don't notice and you don't see it. But if you leave and come back, and leave and come back, which I did for 20-some years when I was living in Chicago, I was back here for almost every holiday. And the changes in town just always amazed me. And I think the ones that we've seen this summer have been very positive.
Yeah, and I think it's being noticed all over. I don't know if there was an article in the Vindicator a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
There was a big thing, Lance was on WKBN the other day with all the economic development. Tomorrow, I don't know if you guys are all aware, but the economic development grant that we received, Columbiana will be hosting all of the other communities to discuss economic development and kind of discussing what we're doing here in different breakout sessions as a role for other communities. And it's neat to be a part of it. I want to say something about this lady, but maybe not quite as positive. She came here for the first time one meeting ago, and in one meeting before she ever gave a chance for anyone up here to respond to it, she acted that way again. And I think a lot of people do that when they don't know what's going on and they make assumptions. But I think, rather than saying that we didn't deal with it quickly, I don't think we could have dealt with it any quicker. I mean, it's in the notes that Lance gave to council last week, that a plan was put in place to help her in her situation. if you look at her comments about not wanting to help elderly and disabled, I mean, we just tonight talked about 3 different places within the park in the past couple of years that have been completely remodeled. There's a plan to make the entire park ADA safe, and easy and accessible for them to use. I think it's completely off base. And I think that, you've done everything right. It's a shame when some people don't recognize it. You can be on both sides of these seats in this room. A lot of decisions have to be made on what you think is best and do it. And, I think the best decision was made. It's a shame she didn't stick around to hear the result. But if you've already told her, she's here, somebody that's not gonna get it. But, the community, I think if you look around, they can see that things are happening in a very positive way. And I don't think anyone up here should take what she said to heart.
And Brian, I'd like to add just a little thing about that. In today's meeting with ODOT in that paving project, there was discussion about, some of the sidewalks where it has the ramp, you know, with the corners. Jesse's gonna be replacing like 50 of them throughout the city. At the same time, well, before the paving project comes in. So once the paving project's done, those ramps are ready to be done, and because some of them are deteriorating, and so those are going to be replaced too.
Awesome. Any other comments? Motion to adjourn.